I believe in growth. I believe in progression over perfection. I believe in purpose held by every one of us. And in this podcast, we're giving life to that. Grab your favorite cup of drink and have a conversation with me. Welcome back. Welcome home. Thank you for being faithful to the channel. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to our first episode of the year. And thank you for being here and looking forward to what I have for you guys to share with you, to grow with you, and to just take on the world and be who we have seen ourselves being, and whether our vision, whether in other things that we have maybe spend our time in, that we've seen parts of ourselves in. Last year we spent most of our time looking at papers, looking at strategies on how to do certain things, how to carry out ourselves, how to grow and everything. But this year I would like us to focus on implementing what we have learned. I'm a reader. I listen to music, I listen to podcasts, and I like listening to new information. But sometimes I have learned that the information that we've learned and most of the things that we absorb, yes, they are good, and yes, they can yield to good fruition of what we want us to turn out to be, what we want to see ourselves becoming. But sometimes what I have learned and what I would like us to focus on this year moving forward is implementing what we have learned. There's a lot of information going around. There's a lot of podcasts being shared, a lot of songs, a lot of videos, a lot of books, a lot of material that can help us being better people. But too much of everything can be detrimental to who we want ourselves to be. The progress that we want can be halted due to the amount of information that we have access to and the amount of information that we are absorbing. So for this year, I thought, why not implement? Why not focus on implementing more of what we have learned instead of just focusing on acquiring more and more and more information? Because sometimes when we acquire more, we also lose track of who we are in the process. When we acquire more, we lose track of what we really want. Because, for example, today I can acquire information on, let's say, computers, on whatever, and I start liking that. And next week, I'm absorbing information on linguistics, and I start liking that as well. That other week, I'm absorbing information on physics. I start liking that as well. Because we have access to all of these things, it doesn't mean that we should always be on a phase of absorbing, but we should also take time to think about what we have absorbed, to dwell on it and see if it is beneficial for the road that we are taking for ourselves. Yes, absorb information, absorb as many as you like, but also filter through in terms of the kind of person that you are. Look at yourself and look at what you have absorbed and how you can implement that into being the person who you want to be. So throughout the past year, I've managed to learn a few wisdom principles and mantras that I believe will be of good aid. And when I get to practice them, I get to become the best version of myself. So with regards to that, I would like us to look at our New Year's resolutions and think about who we want to be. Are the resolutions that we have written have what to do with who we want to be, or what to do with what we have seen other people being? I've always said that we should not adapt to other people's lifestyles of being and think that we can be like them, because we have different capabilities, strengths, even likes and dislikes. Of course, look forward to other people. Have role models, if I should call it that, but also stay true to who you are, stay true to your capabilities and strengths, and do your resolutions according to that. It wouldn't help if you have this person who you are always being inspired by, but they're not doing anything to the authenticity of who you are. So this year, because this year on one of the episodes, I did say that we should have people who we are looking up to, so that we would know how to fully craft what we have inside of us. But this year, I would like us to take all of that and implement it to who we are. Look at what makes us us and take that and implement it. Maybe this year is not for making the longest list of resolutions, the longest bucket list of the books we want to read, the podcasts we want to listen to, the channels we need to watch, but to look at what we have absorbed in the previous years and make that into a practice, make it into a lifestyle, because it will be of no good to read and listen, but we are not implementing that, but we are not filtering through and looking at what will help us be the greatest version of ourselves. So on this episode, I just wanted us to be short and straight to the point and welcome us to the year of implementation. This year we have read, we have done all that we could last year. So this year I would like us to implement, to learn about what works for us and what doesn't, and to also allow ourselves to be beginners, because we can learn things from the people that inspire us, but be discouraged because as we are beginning, we are not where they are now on the journey that they have taken. So this year, in our year of implementation, I would like us to be beginners. Allow yourself to learn. Allow yourself to grow through as you are making progress in your learning of how to become. Be yourself. Have patience towards yourself. Give yourself a chance to be who you have seen yourself being in your vision, who you have seen yourself being in other people. Nourish your strengths, nourish your capabilities, and give yourself a chance to grow and become who you want to be. So this year, let's focus on that. Let's grow from that, whether in being physical, goals, whatever. If you have learned that there's something called muscle memory, or you have learned on different kinds of diets, you have learned on, implement that. See what will work for you. Implement it. If you implement it the first go and it doesn't work, find out another way of implementing that will work for you, not the next person that you've seen who have done maybe keto or whatever, and maybe it works for them and you think it's going to work for you. Try them all. Implement them and look for the one that speaks to you. Look for the one that resonates with you. Yes, you have seen people following astrology or whatever, but implement what works for you. Implement what will make you you. You have read books on the 5 a.m. club, Atomic Habits, and stuff like that. Maybe you don't like waking up at 5 a.m. Maybe you like waking up at 7 a.m. If it works for you, implement it. You can take principles from the best books that you've read, but make them work for you. Make them work for you. Sit with yourself and the knowledge that you've gathered around the years and around the seasons that you have seen yourself being through, and implement the knowledge to being the greatest version of yourself. Give yourself a chance. Don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid of growing. Don't be afraid of taking chances. Don't be afraid of taking calculated risks. Implement what you have learned. So on this episode, that is what I wanted to share with you. That is what I have for you. And please look out for our new episodes every other Monday. And being here, growing with you guys, gives me so much pleasure. I'm grateful for this chance. I'm grateful for your ears. I'm grateful for your attention. Now let's just implement and be the greatest version of ourselves. Have a beautiful week ahead. Be you, do you, and be true to yourself. Live out your truth. From me, that's it. Thank you guys for being here. Have a beautiful week ahead. Thank you for your time, love. I hope you enjoyed. Kindly let me and other lovers know what you think and how you have grown with us through our reviews. Kindly share and subscribe, and also engage with us on our Instagram and YouTube under In Essence with Didi. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, engaging with you, and loving you through it all.